Dunkleosteus, which means one-bone Dunkle, in honor of its discoverer, Dr. David Dunkle from the United States, was one of the largest placoderms of all time and one of the strongest carnivorous fish in the world. Dunkleosteus originated in the United States during the Devonian period and lived in temperate and deep waters rich in prey such as amphibians, crustaceans, mollusks, and even other fish. Here are 10 interesting facts about Dunkleosteus. Its skin looks like steel. 1. No one knows exactly why they went extinct. You might think that a species of giant fish would last a long time, but you'd be wrong. In fact, Dunkleosteus only existed on Earth for about 50 million years, a relatively short time compared to other species. However, it is not entirely clear why the fearsome predator, which managed to reproduce all over the world, went extinct. The most likely theory is that Dunkleosteus went extinct due to a disaster called the Hindenburg event. During this period, oxygen levels in the oceans dropped drastically. Low oxygen levels are bad news for most species. However, if you're a 3-ton monster with a massive body, the chances of survival are slim. 2. Dunkleosteus thrives all over the world. As we've seen, Dunkleosteus was definitely a predator to avoid at all costs. However, this may be easier said than done. It seems that Dunkleosteus was able to thrive almost anywhere, and they are known to have inhabited oceans all over the world. In fact, Dunkleosteus remains have been found in Africa and Europe. They've also been found in New York and Missouri in the United States and even in northern Canada. So, no place was safe from the tyranny of this apex predator. 3. Dunkleosteus spit out food it couldn't digest. After successfully killing its unfortunate prey, Dunkleosteus would chew it up with its jaws. Scientists can deduce this because fish boluses are often found alongside Dunkleosteus fossils. Fish boluses are made up of food that has been chewed and then swallowed. However, this discovery is particularly interesting because the bones of its prey were only partially digested. That suggests that Dunkleosteus chewed up its prey and then spat out the bones instead of passing its entire dinner through its digestive tract. 4. Built on a truly epic scale. Dunkleosteus was a prehistoric beast of truly epic proportions. At its largest, it could have grown to around 9 meters, 30 feet, long. To put that size into perspective, the largest great white shark ever recorded was only 6 meters, 20 feet, long from nose to tail. Dunkleosteus was also a heavy animal. In fact, scientists estimate that a fully grown Dunkleosteus weighed more than 3 tons. That's heavier than a killer whale. In fact, it weighs about the same as a very large hippopotamus. So, there's another reason why you wouldn't want to go head-to-head with a Dunkleosteus. 5. Dunkleosteus may have been cannibalistic. While it's hard to imagine, evidence suggests that these fearsome creatures fought each other. When scientists examined the skulls of Dunkleosteus fossils, they found large scratches and cuts on the bones. The only other marine creature capable of inflicting such wounds was a fellow Dunkleosteus. The attacks were so vicious that some even resulted in complete fractures. Dunkleosteus were tactical in their attacks, aiming to injure their fellow species in the weak spots of the skull. However, it's unclear whether these were cannibalistic attacks. While they may have tried to eat each other, another theory is that these epic battles were fought over territory or other resources. 6. Eat anything. If you were a fearsome predator like Dunkleosteus, you could have your pick of prey. When it came time to eat, Dunkleosteus wasn't picky. Its powerful bite allowed it to devour other armored sea creatures, and it wasn't afraid of tentacled creatures either. In fact, its diet included sharks. However, it's worth noting that the sharks Dunkleosteus ate would have been much smaller than most species that exist today. That's because large shark species didn't evolve until after Dunkleosteus went extinct. However, Mark Westneat, one of the leading authorities on these fearsome creatures, says that Dunkleosteus would almost certainly have won in a fight with a great white shark. 7. It could suck its prey into its mouth. Not only could Dunkleosteus devour its prey with twice the force of a great white shark, this fearsome creature could also suck its prey right into its gaping maw. This incredible ability was due to the incredible speed at which it opened its mouth. In fact, its jaws could open fully in 1/50th of a second. This created a vacuum so powerful that anything unlucky enough to be nearby would be sucked in. This made Dunkleosteus quite unique because it's rare for a fish to bite its prey so hard and fast. Even though Dunkleosteus was a slow swimmer, all it had to do was get close enough to suck it in. 8. It had a deadly bite force. Recently, scientists at the Field Museum in Chicago managed to recreate the bite force of Dunkleosteus using a fossilized skull. What they found was astonishing. Its jaws were capable of snapping shut with a bite force of around 8,000 pounds per square inch. To put that into perspective, the creature's bite was on par with that of the infamous T-Rex. In more modern terms, Dunkleosteus fangs could deliver more than twice as much force as a crocodile, which delivers a relatively paltry 3,700 pounds per square inch. Even today's great white sharks can only deliver about half the bite force of Dunkleosteus. 9. Its fangs were self-sharpening. If you've ever sharpened an axe or a hunting knife, you'll know how Dunkleosteus managed to sharpen its own teeth. As its jaws opened and closed, the tips of its fangs rubbed together, creating friction. Over time, this kept its fangs sharp enough to be a sharp weapon capable of causing serious damage to even large prehistoric marine animals. Unfortunately for Dunkleosteus' prey, breaking off its fangs didn't stop this predator. When the fangs were ground down, the bone would grow back. In fact, their razor-sharp fangs could regrow indefinitely. 10. Crushing its prey with its own skull. Despite being a fearsome predator, Dunkleosteus didn't have a single tooth on its head. Instead, its entire skull was covered in bony plates that served as armor and formed two long fangs, one on each of its upper and lower jaws. These fangs acted like teeth and delivered a powerful bite. As if that wasn't alarming enough, Dunkleosteus' fangs actually grew larger as the creature aged. Scientists believe this was because the killer fish's diet changed as it got older. While younger animals were busy eating soft prey, older animals were able to devour other, more armored sea creatures. Interestingly, the same dietary shift is seen in great white sharks today, with adults shifting from fish to large marine mammals. These are 10 interesting facts about Dunkleosteus. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.